Hello,
All right.
can you hear me?
Can you? Okay, it's good now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good, good. All right. Let me just hop. Okay, this is too far. Right, this is good, right?
Yeah, it's a. I just want to get my mic and connect it because I want the audio to kind of be very good.
All right.
Really?
Is my audio better?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
And how is everything going on your end?
Um, I got the role. Had a lot of ups and downs. Was very anxious, had some panic attacks. But over and all, I figured out where my brain was lacking, my skill was lacking. And yeah, so I did good. I got $1,500 paid. That's a base. Um, so yeah, just got paid yesterday. It's been a month.
I can actually see the smile on your face.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit lacking. I'm 2 days behind. I
Doesn't
just took
really
a day
matter.
off.
At least you're better off than when you actually started. I can remember when you were like, oh, even if I could just make $200, and now you're getting paid 1,500. Definitely a big jump from that point in time. Basically, how did your mom react?
I haven't told her yet. We
Okay.
have a complicated relationship,
Okay.
so we need to show her like enough proof, like 3 months, 6 months. That is when she'll believe. So it's gonna take some time.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't really matter, right? You have everything figured out already. You just need to stick at it. And if
Yes,
you
sir.
stick at it, which I know you're going to do, you're definitely going to like crush it big time. Crush it big time. 1,500 is just a start, but 1,500 down in where you are is whole lot of money, right? Which you could do a lot of stuff for yourself in work
Sure.
on a lot of stuff, and you're even doing just appointment setting, right? Uh,
Yep.
you're not even doing closing, so it's quite good. You could definitely scale up. So let's just jump straight into the beginning. Let me ask you. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, right?
Okay.
Basically, how long have you been like looking for a position till you found that one? And what was your approach to you actually use? Like, what strategy did worked for you the best?
So 2018, I was in college, and that's when my bachelor's got started, and I started figuring out like a new career and thing. And by the end of 2021, I finished my college. I took a 2 year break from 2021 to 2023, and I was listening some sales training here and there, but I wasn't serious. I started seriously looking for a role since a year, like same time now. The the approach that worked for me was a lot of things, but I would say getting out of my way and just messaging people. A lot of the times it was me just thinking there are no opportunities, everything's a scam, you know, and so I just got to settle with what I have and all these beliefs. But then I came to you and you told me, no, Sudeep, you got to think like a consultant. You got to think differently. It's the same place. Everybody's getting opportunities. You got to figure out that way. So that's the thing that has just changing my mind and, starting and approaching people. That was a big needle move for me.
Okay. There's one common question people always ask. I know I gave you answer to that, but I want to how you basically took it. One common question people always ask me, right? People from Philippines, people from Nigeria, people from South Africa, people from India, people from different places. Did you actually take the there's a way most of this first world countries look at people from that part. And two stuff, maybe the time zone, the accents, a lot of stuff when you're actually applying to positions. How did you actually
Mhm.
overcome that common limitation? I don't actually see it as a limitation, but a lot of people that might be watching this will see it as a
Mhm.
limitation. How did you basically handle that?
Um, so you gotta there are sometimes legit reasons people have, like they have to, have someone from US to have all the, corporate finance thing happening. But mainly what they gotta see is that you're actually open to work hard because it's your nighttime and you might have a lot of things uh, and it's working against your biological clock. What I did was when I was in the interview, I showed enough. What do you say? Enough that I want this. That he separated other people, and when I got into a kind of a probation challenge, I worked more than the other people. There were two other Greek people, and that's what I did. So I showed that I did more research and I gave my best in the interview and in the probation when I was with other people, right, who had better time zones, better accent, better believability. People say when you see this Indian face, people might not be enough receptive, but I overcame it by working a lot more. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not really sure if you've seen the new strategy I tell people to use to find positions, which is quality, quantity, consistency, positioning, and leverage. I felt like your leverage there is you had nothing on your hands, so you could put in more hours, right? And that's what I always tell people. You're from a third world country, you're from any part of the world. Make sure as long as you have good internet and you have a smartphone or a computer, just find a way. If everyone on the team is working 4 hours, right? Work 8 hours. Alex Mosey always says this to actually beat the top performer. Find out how many hours he's putting in and put in more hours into it. So you said you actually put on like a probation period. How did that actually go?
So when I was on a 30-day probation, but it finished for 15 days because I did well. Initially, I was very afraid because uh, again, I am from where I am from, and it was like my first real thing. Like I did setting before, but I only did two sets. But this was like my real setting job, where everything's online. I was very afraid of knowing this other people from other nationality. They might have an edge, and one of the other guy had experience a little bit. I was shit scared, to be honest, but I followed the instructions. Like every single day, we used to get the training, and I used to go through the training again and then again. And over a 15-day period, by the end of 15 days, I was able to make more apps appointments than they did. So, so, so that's how I got the offer, which I'm right now.
Yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And this basically brings me to my next question because you said your previous experience you had only two sets coming into this one right now. How did you actually handle that question? Because you reached out to me versus one question you definitely asked me was, what do I say when they ask,
Mhm.
do I have experience? Right? Did you actually get asked that question and how did you respond when you got asked?
I did. I did. I actually, what I did was I know the influencer very well.
Mm.
And If I were someone, my greatest leverage point would be is to know the particular brand. I knew the influencer brand very well. Like I was in his group, I was in his. Fortunately, I was in his paid group. It's just a little amount I paid it. I I used to listen very carefully when he used to come on lives and see what he was saying, like see where the guy was coming from. All the strategy aside, right? People buy people. So what I did was I know he would ask me 5 questions. Why do you wanna hire? Why do you wanna work for me? Why do you wanna work with my specific product? And all the five why questions. What I did was I put like 2 3 hours. I made a document, and with a nice copy, I made it. I answered all the 5 questions. All I did was send him the document when we were on a Zoom call like this, and he read through it. He passed. That's it. 5 questions, each question 1 minute, and and boom, I got the offer. I knew the guy well. Information is my power. I can share the document, but I need to search it a little bit. But
Yeah.
if you see the document, it's all about him. It's all about his brand and how his brand connects to me. What he's looking for someone. I wrote things like I'm independent, self-starter. Every interview I went, people said we don't want to micromanage people. I added that. So I did a little bit of a copy, a little bit of research, a little bit of enthusiasm, and so that's how I did. If everybody is going to ask you similar questions, so I was prepared for the main 5 questions, wrote it in a doc, sent it to him, and was like, I need to hire you as my copywriter. But anyway, that's because I know his brand well. That's how I overcame all the questions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely makes a lot of sense. Like basically you were doing the extra, right? Brings us to the first stuff or first strategy, which is quality. Being outstanding enough, right? In your approach, your strategy. The business owner was very high quality. So you made sure that the approach you use was high quality too. Because taking time to do that, they actually see the difference between you and another person. Like I always tell people, like if you send a message to a business and you don't follow up with them, how are they going to take you serious to know that you are even going to follow up with their own prospects? All right. So I think you mentioned that you paid for his community.
Yeah.
That's another thing, right? Because it brings me to another strategy where I said positioning, right? Being at the right place at the right time, right? Now you paid for his community, which is why I always tell people, like, if you find a person you want to work with, it might be just $20. You pay for his school community or something. Join his community, join that community. You will see a lot of prospects. You could reach out to maybe directly to the business and stuff like that, and actually land the role. So, what was your like common approach? Now you booked how many? I don't really need to know the back end and stuff, but what was your approach in booking appointments, right? Because you mentioned before that you had just 2 sets. When you actually got the offer, how are you able to actually perform well, right? You mentioned you actually put in more time. There's actually putting more time, but on the side, if you don't actually know the skill set, I want to know like how was your sales foundation and how did you take your sales foundation to the point where you were able to outperform all the people there, land the role, and even get them and sales that you even got paid? How did you actually take your sales journey to that point? Do you actually go through programs, YouTube videos? Like, how did you basically get solid in appointment setting, basically?
Uh, so what I did was I used to sort of ask more questions. When I was in the training, I used to ask more questions, and I so when I was getting that like 15-day training, why does someone get an appointment? Why something happens, right? I was asking all the why questions, and at the same time, they gave me a course. I went through the course again and again and again, and I went through the script which they gave me, and at the same time I was with you. I was watching some of your videos. You gave me the free course, you remember, in the initial like how to do it. I went through that. So overall, I got myself an idea of, okay, this is how a set happens. Like I need to understand what is happening, and then I'll be and more importantly is like I made mistakes. Like the best thing I did was like go out there and make mistakes, and from that I learned, and I give that back. So that's what I did.
Definitely make mistakes, right? Don't be afraid to make mistakes because you learn from them.
Yeah.
And when you learn from them, and don't be afraid to learn from them, because once you learn from them, you become a pro, right? I definitely like the approach to use. I know you're someone that when we're actually having calls, when I tell you, oh, do this, you definitely do it instantly, right? Do this, you definitely do it instantly. And that's one common trait that most appointment setters to actually have. But what do you think was the most like the skill sets that helped you start apart from just putting more hours, right?
Hmm.
Actually understanding the skill sets, right? It's a US-based business you're working for, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what was the common like skill sets that made you like stand out the most, right? Is it question answering? And what's the common skill set that help you stand out the most? And what do you think that most the other people actually lacked that you're
Uh-huh.
top notch above all of them, basically?
Hmm. Got it, got it. So you gotta so you gotta understand the space really well. A lot of people, what they do is like they learn appointment setting as a skill, or they learn attitude to be like, how to get a job and everything. But a lot of people don't see the space, like what is happening in the space. Who are these people? Who are these business owners? You know what I'm saying? Like where they're coming from. I see where Femi is coming from. So when I used to research for prospects, I used to see, so this guy had this much group people. He is an Asian business owner who's teaching, US guys, Asians in US. I'm Asian too. We can connect. He will reply me more. I use my nationality to my advantage. That's how I got my first good appointment. People who I booked appointments are non-US residents. My first two appointments, right, that got me, into the groove was one was an Indian residing in UK. The other one was, an Asian man residing in Florida. Say, so yeah, we obviously connect. At the same time, like I see where they're coming from. But when a business owner is selling a particular offer, for example, he was selling a dating offer. I resonate with that. So these are like some out of the box things I did. I was talking to more dating coaches. I was talking to more copyright. Like when I said I wrote a document with 5 questions. My guy, the business owner would ask me. He said I'm good at copy, so I spoke to more copywriters. Right? I'm
Yeah,
a young guy. I want to get married, so I'm speaking to dating coaches. So these are some, some, what do you say this? Some smart ways. In India, we call it jugaad. You need to come with some smart space. That's what I did. So I hope it adds value there.
definitely, definitely. So, I can remember that you signed up to the sales channel, right? At that time, we're doing a very crazy discount. Right now, most people that might sign up to sales channel right now, it's currently about 597. But that time we were actually a very crazy discount, and you signed up from the webinar which we had, and
Exactly.
I just I just pitched it randomly, and you signed up, right? I want to know, like, what was the common, you mentioned few at the beginning, but what was the key takeaways that actually took you from, okay, this is not really working to, okay, this can actually work to you,
Ah,
Europe.
see, Femi, what I do is like again, I know the space, right? You need to like know where you like. You need to know the playground, not the kicking the ball or having that ball kicking attitude. You also need to know the space. When I saw you, I immediately this guy's something big. Like this guy's a shit together. That's what I found out. And when I saw that apart from your other companies, when you're launching sales channel and you're taking some of your initial clients, I'm like, if I get in, I'll get the most time, I'll get the most resources. I saw the opportunity and I jumped in. And second thing, I'll suggest all of the people is you might be pitched a lot of things, Telegram links, or you might be taken advantage of and like use your time for like slogging and all the cold DMing and things, and you might have built up a guard for yourself that I'm not going to trust anyone just like that. But I want you to understand the more guard you build up, uh, you're gonna attract people. You will not find the right people. That's what I'm saying. When I was with Femi, yes, I did some digging. He's a good guy. He knows what he's saying. I attended his webinar, and then I opened up. I was vulnerable, and I spoke my challenges to him. That's what like changed it. One, I got the opportunity. Femi is launching a new business. He's having a crazy discount. I did not have the money. Fortunately, I had the money, and I came in. I saw the opportunity, and it became owner. Like that. That's the biggest thing that changed. And I told him, Femi, I know the courses and everything. Like I've taken them, but I really need some one-on-one help. Then Femi was gracious enough to give me some extra time. The thing which I got was just 60 minutes, but he gave me 90 minutes and even more. In that time, I asked the question, the main questions, like the questions that I was struggling with. And Femi answered that. The moment he just answered this question, everything came into light. And when I was, in this short paid community with the influence, I just asked him, hey, what do you see? What are you looking for? Great, I got it. And then I messaged him 3 messages, and he messaged me 3 messages back. And the third message was a calendar link. That's how I got an opportunity. So I hope that you get something out of it.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Because a lot of people might be on the fence. They'll be like, oh, like you said, they've been born out, they bought crazy courses. There's a lot of crazy courses, right? And one thing I always
Yes.
like, the sales channel is not a course. The sales channel is here to fix one problem which every salesperson face right now in this space, landing positions, right? And I think you've seen what the sales channel was when he started and how the sales channel
Mm-hmm.
right now, right? You mentioned that you got in very early because you knew it was just starting, right? And I had a lot of time on my hand. Definitely, I could take a lot of calls at that point in time, right? Very soon, when the sales trying to get to where it wants to be, right? Gets to that Iman Ghazi standard or stuff like that. It's a lot of people watching and stuff like that. There's not going to be a lot of time on my hand, right? So you decided to get
Yes.
in very fast. But what will you basically say about like you've seen what I'm not sure you've actually seen like we built a whole platform where we actually put positions, we actually put a couple of stuff, and we still give you access to my DMs where you can ask questions. When you actually came in, all those stuffs were not actually created, right? And you were able to get a lot of results. What do you basically think? Like people that are getting in right now, right? What do you basically tell them?
Oh, dude, like you're getting all the pre-built-in stuff. That's what I'm gonna say. Like when I started, all we had like was a channel, some already good resources like pre-built. It was 1.0, but now when you're getting it's 2.0. Like that's where there was just this O course, and I just got one-on-one. Right now you're getting roadmaps to mindset, roadmaps to skill set, roadmap to a job, like what to do exactly. And then not only that, when you're on a job, how to sustain it. And also job, like once you get in, like when I was there, well, like when I was in my appointment setting universe in like 123 groups or even more, I was lost. Like everything was like, you know it was
Yeah.
all black. Some opportunities I might see in the end, but when you enter this universe, everything is like systematized for you. See, okay, this is how a space works. Okay, this is how the ground works. This is how a coach works. This is how a team works. And like, so everything is laid out, guys. Like, Even I think it's like 597 is also like pretty cheap compared to a lot of other courses, right? Just Femi, it's been just like what, a month or two we launched sales channels. It's still 597. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 2K, 3K. You know what I'm saying? So again, like 597 is a crazy good price. If I were you, I just get in. And I don't recommend I don't recommend particular people to like everyone unless I know them. I know Femi for a while and I recommended other people too. Like I recommended my Indian friends to his group. So that should tell a lot. We Indians don't recommend like just like that anybody. So, there you go.
Definitely, because one thing I always try as much as possible to do is even if you don't sign up to the sales channel, just join the webinars, right? Because
Yeah.
give a lot of value unfiltered just on the webinars. Even when I was actually bringing in the closer lab, bringing Frank, bringing stuff, just to actually provide as much value as possible, because that's the key thing about the whole space. Provide value, 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 right? So basically, where do you basically see yourself in the next 3 months, right?
Uh dude, as of now, so this is what happened. Um After going on 2, 3, calls with Femi, I went from a jobby mindset to consultant mindset. You can discuss this on webinars, right? He will tell you a lot more, but it's a different shift. It's a winning shift. Once I had that winning shift, I had the confidence that I can get a job. Now, it's a step by step. Once I got into the job, you face your own challenges. How do I keep this and all these things? Femi will help you through that too. And now I got, it will take some time because a lot of time what happens is like, if I get a job, will I be able to keep it? Like there's another way, but you gotta hold down your overthinking. You gotta go step by step. Femi helped me get the job, and he'll also help you to sort of go through what do you say, how to keep it. Next 3 months is to be striving, like getting. Now I got hold of the job. Like now I can do the job. Now I know my market. Next 3 months is just going up and up and up and up, and just the J curve. So the sky's the limit, man. Probably I'll be moving into a better place than this. So that's the thing.
I like that and I love that for you. And I actually see you doing great stuff, right? Great stuff, great stuff. Because if you're able to just crush it against all the other people who were all together and you actually crushed it with all the I don't feel we have limitations, right? I just feel the businesses might actually put limitations, but with all those stuff, you actually crush it. So what would you basically say to like finishing words, like quick advice you give to setters in general and people from India, from third world countries? What will you actually give them, like advice, and to the whole general setters?
What someone got to understand is mainly in the online space. You come from online. You buy a guru course. Nothing wrong in that. Everything teaches you something. But what you got to understand is if you want to make 10K, right? It's possible. It's very possible. But you got to understand it takes 12 years of medical school for a doctor to earn 7 figures, right? It's not quick. People will tell you it will take 90 days and stuff. Yes, it is possible, but you need to work on yourself. You need to have patience. You need to build one block after other every single day. You put like one brick over another brick and one brick another brick. That is when it's going to happen, right? If I had been patient, if somebody had told me, Sudeep, you're going to get this, right? Now, I understand now. Now I'm getting money. I understand. It took me so much skill, so much mindset, so much work to be able to reach my goals. So it is possible. And we all look for quick fixes. Once you see your application getting rejected, you go 10 days back. You're binging, you're doing all this stuff. Don't do that, right? Even if you have zero money, right? go to Femi's YouTube channel, go to other people's YouTube channel, start applying it. Step by step, brick by brick, you will get there. But it's gonna take time. That's what all I'm gonna tell to people. And you will understand once you put in the effort, okay, and that is how money works. A doctor gets paid so much high, the surgeon gets so much paid high because every single day he goes into the lab and does sutures. Every single day they do role plays. Every single day attend famous webinars or anybody, any HR interviews. The more you do it, once you get the stitch, I want success quick. I want a job now today, Femi. What do I do now? Great. Get things quick fixed, get the suture right, get the sale right, get your strategy right. If you want quick success, work more. That's all I'm gonna say. Work hard, work smart.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm saying. Don't be impatient, my friend. Money. Imagine if you take a paper, like money is a paper. People say it's just no. Even paper has value. What skill are you providing to have that value? So, so when you want a $10,000 job, does your portfolio show $10,000? Right? Does everything that you show to other people, does your brand reflect $10,000? Right? Once you match it, once you work up yourself up to that $10,000 brand, to that skill, no way you're not going to get. It's a match made in heaven. So that's what I would say to all the people, India, USA, anywhere.
Definitely. And last question, right? And to actually add on that, I always tell people desperation without direction always ends dismay. Definitely. So
In
basically,
depression.
last question. What platform works best for you, during outreach? Like what platform is best for you?
um,
And
as I
what will you say about Facebook? What will you say about Facebook?
so Facebook Facebook works well. Uh, like if you want to go volume, I have recently been doing X, right? If you buy the premium, you can send 1,000 messages a day on X. 1,000. Imagine reaching out, but don't spam everybody, okay? Build a process. But so Facebook works really well because there are a lot of groups, there's a lot of content, and even I'm getting more appointments from Facebook. So I would suggest to try all the platforms. Uh, what else I would have to say? I think, yeah, if you build a good brand on Facebook, that's going to last longer. Facebook takes some time, but Facebook is, what do you say? All my relationships are on Facebook. Like the most of the industries are on Facebook. Right? The other strategy which I told on X, the outreach, you can do it, but Facebook is one of the best platform, I would say. Like it's like the whole industry lies there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I had that was basically the last question, but while we were speaking, you mentioned something about premium on Twitter, and then this question basically popped up, and I noticed I didn't actually ask you, right? So let's actually end with this last question. Definitely going to be the
Okay.
last question. What will you say about investing in yourself? Not just in programs, but in tools and strategies, right? Because from what you've mentioned, you've invested in programs, you've invested in tools, you've invested in the strategies, which is the sales channel. You're actually investing in platforms too. What would you say about investing in yourself? Like, and advice to people considering investing in themselves?
Yeah. So it might sound cliche, but the investment you do in yourself is the best investment. It sounds cliche, it sounds everybody has heard it, but investing in yourself shows you value yourself. That's what I would say. Like you value yourself. And when I started, I invested in mindset. I even not in just in terms of money, I would say in terms of time, right? In terms of smartness, I finding new communities to go to, not just families. I'm not I'm not saying just rely on Femi. Go to other people. Or me, Femi. We are in abundance. Like we have no problem. We are actually here to help you. Invest in yourself. Invest and go out to invest in time. Right? Don't scroll on Facebook. Go to more communities to network. Like that's what I'm saying. And I'll leave you with this one quote. One of my friends said, "The actions you do define tells you who you are." I'm going to repeat that once again. The actions you do tells you who you are. If you invest in yourself, you're telling yourself that you're investment worthy, right? And when you show up with that mindset on a sales call, on an appointment setting, on a job interview, on a date, they will know it. So that's what I would say. Invest in yourself in terms of time, in terms of money, in terms of energy, everything. Just invest in yourself. Keep yourself front. That's what I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. And I think we have like just 2 minutes off, but thank you for actually your time. Thank you for your time. Let me let you be so you can go back and crushing it because we have December and we have money to be made, right? And appointments to be booked, right? I definitely am waiting. I will actually share your next testimonial on my story or whatever so people can actually see your progress from now, right? You've got your first paycheck, 1,500. Definitely next month, we want it to be higher. So booking more appointments, booking high
Yes,
quality
sir.
appointments, and do wish you best of luck, by the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.